Plenty Valley FM presents Sig's Flicks.
Good morning, Sig. How are you going today?
I'm good. So, as I like to say many times, so many films, so little time.
I know. It's I've actually just been a bit naughty recently. I've been doing a few things with sequels of movies, like The Kingsman, which came out in 2016.
Yeah.
I thought it's a really good show, but it's like based on the ones from the 1970s and 60s, like The Saint, The Persuaders, and also a lot of James Bond themes. But it's been big hits, I believe, even though it's been on that style.
Yeah, it's similar. They're a good series. You got to catch up a few of those.
I think there's another one coming out too. They're going to do another one on the Second World War.
Oh, yeah. Very debonair gentleman.
Yes, that's right. That's why I can relate to it.
Yeah. Well, a lot to cover today anyway. We got, first off, it had a bit of a run in the cinemas a little while ago, The Killer, not to be confused with Killers of the Flower Moon from Martin Scorsese, but this straight The Killer. It's now on Netflix, but this is a disturbing film about a hitman, as you can imagine from the title, played very well by Michael Fassbender and directed by David Fincher, and he is quite an amazing director. There's been a few things over the years, like Seven and Fight Club, and this film was actually scripted by Mads Knoll, who actually scripted the Fincher's Seven with fantastic classic film with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. But it's a disturbing film. The whole film is the whole film, with a few exceptions, is narrated by the inner thoughts of this loner killer, played very well by Michael Fassbender, and he's telling his story, getting on with things, going over his methodical positions and methodical ways of going about things to get these various assassins done. And he's a pretty cold, heartless guy without too much, almost a sociopath, really. I mean, one of his main comments is he's very effective because he has one simple fact: he does not give an F. And it's it's very, very clear about that. He's just very cold and calculating.
That must have been a hard movie to get through, was it, Sig?
Yeah, it was pretty well done. Good job from Michael Fassbender, and really good, tight directing, once again, from David Fincher, a veteran director. But I found it disturbing. This guy has emphasis on a killing machine, virtually.
Yeah.
And this is getting to be entertainment nowadays. And it's pretty amazing, coming in at almost 2 hours. And it's...
well, you're probably looking at the artistic point of view, aren't you, about how they made it and the scenes and how the photography, etc., the way they do the film, rather than sometimes there's a lot to it.
Artistically, you're exactly right. It's artistically, it's quite an amazing and intriguing film, but the subject matter and the way it goes through is a bit different. The whole film is him, virtually the whole film, with a little variation, is him talking about his inner thoughts, his inner mind, going through things, because he's virtually alone. And it starts off by waiting for a particular target. He spends a lot of time waiting, getting situation right, having them appear, and even musing about new and old ways to dispatch people that are coming through. But it goes terribly wrong, this particular hit, and then he's on the run from the people that hired him, and he goes to the Dominican Republic, his home, and when he gets there, he finds out that his girlfriend has been beaten up pretty badly by the people after him. And so the rest of the film is pretty much a revenge scene where he gets back at those people that got his girlfriend.
Right.
It goes from there, and there's some incredible scene towards the end with Tilda Swinton, another veteran actor, and they have a bit of a to and fro when they meet, and one of them doesn't come out of as well. Let's just put it that way. But there's another really good fight scene with with the Brute, one of the assassins he meets up with, and that's played very well by New Zealand actor and stuntman Sala Baker, and that's quite a good, exciting scene. But mostly it's him talking to himself in dark and foreboding times, and getting through this. And you hit the nail on the head, Thurston, by saying it's well made. It's quite an artistic, good film, but the subject matter is disturbing and it's a bit off-putting. So you guys might want to see that. It's had a short run at the theaters, and now it's the way nowadays. And now it's on Netflix, so you can see it streaming.
Right. Thanks, Phil.
But so The Killer. Now another very good film, which is much better, but disturbing in a different way, but very well done, and I found it quite good. It's called Paris Memories.
Oh, yeah.
After having a good run at the French Film Festival, now it's in general release. And we have a situation where back in 2015, you may remember, there were coordinated terrorist attacks in Paris, mostly at the Bataclan Theater, but also in various locations around Paris, a couple of cafes and restaurants. And we have people that are not real, but sort of composites of some of the victims of some of these. We have Mia and Thomas, and Mia is in one of these cafes, as is Thomas, and the terrorists come in and start shooting people, and the people are diving for their lives, as you can imagine, and Mia hides in a closet, luckily survives, and she's in there with a total stranger, one of the waiters. And also Thomas is badly injured in this. And later on, they meet up with focus groups and support groups, and they try to go through and work through their various feelings about what happens. And it's quite a stunning story, because it quietly goes through flashbacks of the actual occurrence, plus current present day in the film dealings with Armia and Thomas as they slowly meet. They don't form a relationship, but they get together and try to deal with what goes on. And there's also a situation where Mia tries to find the stranger she hid within the closet to sort of reconnect with him, because they had a real tense moment, as you can imagine. And it's well done the way they fit that in. But it's quite a touching story, and totally different from the cold hitman of The Killer, because you have real empathy for these people, and this is happening a lot nowadays with terrorist attacks, and also serial killers, especially in America. It's becoming a regular thing. We're so desensitized, sometimes they're not even reported. So it's amazing. But once again, that's called Paris Memories, and that's highly recommended, and it's in cinemas now. It's nice, tight 105 minutes, so that's in French with English subtitles. Okay. So check that one out if you can.
Thank you very much. And now you've got a little bit about the British and the Jewish film festivals coming up. I
do indeed, yeah. I mentioned this a few weeks ago, and they are screening now. First of all, the Jewish Film Festival is in progress. I've got a couple of reminders for you, and that's going through to November 29 at various locations around Melbourne. And one of the films I want to remind you to see, which is quite stunning, it's called Stella, A Life, and this is a story about, once again, a situation where we're not really familiar with, where there were many Jewish people during the war which were collaborating with the Germans, and they were, of course, shunned upon a lot, looked on well, as you can imagine. And this is a story of the Stella who virtually was forced into this because she and her parents were threatened with death and deportation if she didn't cooperate by dobbing in people around the town that she could sort of put them through. And later went to trial. This is based on a true story of this Stella Goldschlag, and the situation as it went from there is how she had to go through that situation, plus her own self-loathing for what she had to do, which virtually forced. So this is another situation which, there's so many stories come out of the Holocaust, and they're still coming out. And this is one film you want to check out at the Jewish Film Festival. And one more quick reminder, we have at the British Film Festival, which is screening now, right through till November 29th. You can still have several weeks to see this one. And there's another really good documentary about Alfred Hitchcock, going many things of which you haven't learned about him already, but although there's been so much, it's just a stunning story about going through his incredible life as a good director. So several things you guys can see at these film festivals, as well as that The Killer and Paris Memories currently screening in cinemas. Thurston.
Oh, thank you very much. That's a lot to take in, Sig.
Yeah, it is. There's several things. As I say, so many films, so little time.
I know. And it looks like that those festivals you're talking about, they can be seen in a lot of the different cinemas, can't they? It's not just in one particular cinema. It's all over.
Exactly, yeah. The Jewish festival's running virtually at the Classic and the Lido cinemas, the Classic and Elswick, and the British Film Festival's all over various Palace cinemas all over Melbourne. So you can see those films, anything near you. Our closest ones to here, we have Westgarth in Westgarth, and the Baldwin just down the road here, the Baldwin cinema. So several you can see there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, have a great day, and thanks for joining us. Cheers.
No problem, Thurston. Let's see you guys out at the movies.
Bye.